So if you're putting a car together like I did, you probably should do like a test and tune thing. You know, go on a weekend that's not very busy and try to get as many rounds as you can in. My issue is the track is about 2 hours from my house, so whenever I go, I like to race, and that's kind of what happened this time. I'll talk you through some of it, but I had a couple problems. I found out going through. If you'll remember at the end of that last video, I had to take my left front brake drum off to run it to O'Reilly's, get it turned to the last second, and they ended up turning basically 90% of the drum and just left a little tiny band that should have been turned some more, and that band seemed to eat into the shoes all day long. So the more I drove the car, it sped up just a little bit more each time. Later on in the day, I jacked it up and man, it was hard. So I loosened the way off on it, and sure enough, after that, I broke out. But I got some good footage. You'll see it here. I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and let y'all watch it. Also, other things, the car kind of was banging out or something around 53 or 5400, so never in any of these passes did I get over 5400 RPM. So it's got a lot more on the table. I've found 3 different issues I need to work on. I've got one fixed, and surprise, I'll do a video on that. So y'all stay tuned. But it was a pretty good day of racing. Check out some of my reaction times. First time I've ever driven this car. It seems like I've got the right converter in it and have had some really good luck with reaction. But that bang, I wanted to mention the banging out to you, the brake dragging. After I kind of fixed one, the other was still a factor. So don't hate on the car too much early. Like I said, this is the first trip out, so if you're new to the channel, this is the first time I've ever driven this car, so it's going to only get better. I'm sorry, it's me again. So I got put out in that third round or whatever, and then they had a consolation race because there wasn't a lot of racers that day. So I went ahead and jumped into it. It was like $30. I figured I'd try it and see what happened. I was starting to get better and get my dial in better. And I actually got to race Chad, which is the track owner, local track owner's son. He's a good guy, younger kid, but he's in a Valiant that's basically a state championship car in Arkansas. Won several championships, and that's a really good one to be in, especially if you're cutting your teeth like he is. But he gets to practice a lot. He runs in several classes, and I was glad to get to run with him here. But I'll let y'all listen and kind of see what happens. He has a little bit of issue, and I'll wait on him.
He said he's got a dead battery. If you don't mind waiting, otherwise you can win.
No, that's fine. I'll wait.
It don't take much to spin that low compression dial, Joe.
Huh.
Joe Williams sitting here showing sportsmanship, guys. That's what it's all about. We're all friends. We're all friends.
Is it running? All right. Pretty freaking tickled to have a 501 reaction. Um, I was happy for that, and I heard him yell on the loudspeaker that I would have the buy run the next round. So in the consolation race, we only started with 10 cars, so I figured we'd go down to 5, and that would mean if I'm the buy run, those others will have to run, and I'll be in the top 3 for sure. But I pulled back around, and apparently all 5 of those bought back, and in that short amount of time, I was able to adjust my brake and get it fixed. So it spins a lot better. You'll see I've got a lot better 60 foot, 330 is better, and ultimately my ET was better. And I got to stomp the brakes right there at the very end. Probably the mile/hour cone. I was standing on the brakes, trying not to brake out too much because I had kind of treated him a second time. And sure enough, I broke out. So anyway, here it is. Y'all check that out. All right, so final thoughts. like super great day of racing. I had a lot more wins than I have in the past 5 times racing in my truck. So this car, the suspension set up a lot better. Converters matched to the car. I got to get that banging out issue fixed. I've got to go back over the front brakes again. But I'm certain I can get the car into the high 7s, and I'll be totally fine with that as a bracket car. It's definitely a street motor. I kind of put the specs at the beginning of this video for anybody that was new or wondered what they were again. That's just my old 750 Carter carburetor that I took off the black truck and put on there. But yeah, I appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully you'll come racing with me again soon.